What does it take to be successful in math? Many things, but having what is called a growth mindset is one of the most important. We live in a social media world where what we see may not tell us the whole story. We see the end product. We don't see the struggle, but the struggle is real and it's important. Consider Simone Biles, one of the greatest gymnasts who exemplifies resilience and a growth mindset. Her philosophy, "I'd rather regret the risks that didn't work out than the chances I didn't take at all," highlights her approach to overcoming challenges. Despite immense pressures and expectations, Biles has faced significant setbacks, including public battles with mental health. Biles' ability to navigate these trials and use them as stepping stones for success demonstrates a growth mindset, reminding us of the unseen struggle behind every achievement. If we let failure stop us, think of what we may never get to experience. But how do we develop the mindset to keep going? By developing what is called a growth mindset. So how can you obtain a growth mindset? A growth mindset is the belief that you can grow, that you're not fixed. A growth mindset thrives on challenges and sees failures not as evidence of personal worth, but as a springboard for growth. First, start by viewing failure in a different light. Replace the word failing with the word learning. Every experience, including mistakes, is a step towards a goal. As basketball player LeBron James said, "You can't be afraid to fail. It's the only way you succeed. You're not going to succeed all the time, and I know that." Develop the growth mindset that mistakes can be good as they help us to learn things beyond what we have ever imagined. When you make a mistake, don't just give up and walk away. Instead, try to figure out what caused the mistake and rework the problem. If you can't figure out the cause of the mistake on your own, make sure you reach out to help from your teacher, a tutor, a counselor, or a peer. Part of the process of learning is knowing when to lean on others for support, and there's nothing wrong with seeking additional help if needed. Ignore negatives. Maybe you've told yourself, "I'm not a math person," or "I'm not a good writer," or "I'm not good at," you fill in the blank. Even when you may not feel positive towards the subject, make it purposeful intention to persevere and do what it takes to overcome those thoughts. Attitude is key, and having negative thoughts only fosters negative attitudes. Stay positive. One of the best ways to combat negatives is to add the word "yet" at the end of a sentence. It's amazing how a small 3-letter word can totally change the meaning of a negative sentence into a positive one. I'm not good at this yet. I can't do this yet. It doesn't make sense yet. The language that we use is important. If you feel yourself getting negative, take a deep breath, maybe go for a walk, and then try adding the word "yet" to the end of the thoughts. It will make a huge difference. Set goals. What are your goals in your class? We live in a world of instant gratification, but real learning takes time. Set a long-term goal for yourself and devise a plan with short-term goals to achieve it. Make sure these short-term goals are small, manageable, and give you enough time to master the material. For example, maybe your long-term goal is to understand logarithms. To accomplish this, set short-term goals such as learning the properties of logarithms, how to graph a logarithmic function, and solving logarithmic equations. Just like an athlete needs daily goals and practice to cross that finish line, so do you in learning something new. After all, as Shark Tank entrepreneur Robert Harjavec says, "A goal without a timeline is just a dream, so make a plan." Think about how you learn. Just trying harder isn't the answer. If you aren't achieving the goals you've set, think about how you learn best and restructure your learning to include these methods. Maybe you learn best by talking it out or hearing it. If so, then joining a study group may be your answer. Remember, if you're wanting change, then you've got to change too. Make sure you have the appropriate speed. Don't try to do too much in one day. In music, the tempo or speed of a song is important. If the tempo is off, the music won't flow. It's the same thing when learning a new subject. Pace yourself. Be consistent and practice regularly, and you will find that your brain has much more capability than you ever imagined. Remember, the brain is like a muscle that is built through exercise. If you aren't working on learning a new thing a little bit each day, then you aren't exercising your brain, which will make achieving your goals much harder. Think of doing your daily homework in the same way a basketball player might practice free throws on a daily practice schedule. It may be monotonous and tiring, but that is good. It's showing that your brain is working and growing. Reflect. It is almost impossible to see how far you've come without taking time to self-reflect. Be proud of yourself, but also realize that learning something new is about the journey, not just the destination. Pay attention to what has worked and what has not. As Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor has said, success is its own reward, but failure is a great teacher too, and not to be feared. Believe that your intelligence can be developed. It turns out, if you believe your brain can grow, then you behave differently. If you see the hand you were dealt with as just the starting point, then it can open your mind to all sorts of possibilities. Having a growth mindset can actually change what you strive for and what you see as success. Having a growth mindset may mean shifting the way you look at things. Take the time to really try to foster this trait. You can do it.